When we speak about the 24 hours of the day, which one is considered as the first hour?
At the sunrise.
If we were to come down to the hourly system further, I did mention 24 hours, and you said the day starts at sunrise. Are the hours that are calculated currently the same uh, in the Vedic system as well?
So the division of the whole one full day, it was called Ahoratram. Aho for day and Ratram for the night. So one Ahoratram, it was divided into, first of all, horas. The horas which were given specific the deities, which were assigned different deities. Other than that, each Ahoratram was divided into 8 prahars. Prahar according to the kind of energy each prahar had. So Tansen, if he was able to bring rain due to his music, it was not the power of music alone. It was also time. Which prahar he was bringing doing
Singing.
this. He was singing. Yes, that was a very important. This was one division, Art Prahar. The second division was each Ahoratram was divided into 30 muhurats. Muhurat was again according to the kind of activities that was conducive or aligned with that kind of time period. Again, energy and activity had to be aligned. So one muhurat for a particular type of activity. So we had 30 muhurats. Brahma Muhurat, for example, is very conducive for meditation.
Meditations.
Yes. So this is how the so see how scientific it is. So basically our purpose was that our whatever we are doing should be most effective, and the most effective result can be obtained if we align ourselves with the kind of energy that we are in. So each muhurat is further divided into 2 ghatis.
Okay.
Each of this ghati is divided into 30 kalas, and this division goes on. And finally, we come to the smallest division, that is called the Truti. Truti is actually equal to 29.6 microseconds. 29.6 microseconds is one Truti. This is the smallest unit of time according to Vedic science. See how deep our calculations was. See how accurate or precise 29.6 into 10 raised to power minus 6 seconds. लीस्ट काउंट जिसको आज कल हम कहते हैं ना अपने साइंस में, सी द लीस्ट काउंट ऑफ टाइम 29.6 microseconds it was. That was a depth of calculation of time in India.
Beautiful.
So this was the smallest unit, and if then we can also talk about the largest unit of time. The largest unit of time according to Vedas is kalpa. One kalp is 1 day of Brahma, and one kalp has 14 manvantras. 14 manvantras. And each manvantra is going to have 72 yugas. Yug kya hai? Like we are presently living in Kali Yuga. So you have the 4 yugas. Everybody knows that. Now so you can say that 72 yugas will be in one manvantra. Okay. So you can say 18 fours are 72, 18 cycles of these 4 yugas. When all the 4 yugas are going to be repeated in a cyclic manner 18 times, that is going to be one manvantra. And we have 14 such manvantras in one day of Brahma. 1 day of Brahma. And Brahma lives for 100 years.
100 years.
So that is endless time. So that is how far we go as the largest unit of time. As far as calculations is concerned, it is 1 day of Brahma, that is one kalp. So this is how from one kalp, that is millions of years, from one kalp, basically one kalp is 4.32 billion years. 4.32 billion years is one kalp. That is the kind of depth of mathematics and time calculation according to Vedic science. How will you not call it science? How will you not call it mathematics? So
Absolutely.
this is Surya Siddhant. This is the great Surya Siddhant, which NASA is following and which we do not know about at all. I was just wondering that if children, how excited would the children be if they would, just know that how the sequence of the days are, arrange the planets according to their speeds, and then assign the sequence. It's just going to be very exciting for our children, I think, if they know
And
this.
it's going to be a total play way of knowing or gaining knowledge, just the
Yes.
way we learn the best by a play. Now that you've spoken about the expansion of time, so the mind had gone down to the micro part of it. While we're speaking about the when as we start to expand, let's talk about the year and how is the year divided, or we hear of equinoxes and we hear of solstices. What do we How do we understand those from the Vedic perspectives?
See, here we can talk about the Uttarayan
Yes,
and Dakshinaayan.
Dakshinaayan,
The
right.
year is broadly divided into two parts,
Hmm.
two time periods. The Dakshinaayan and the Dakshinaayan Punyakal, it is called, and the Uttarayan Punyakal. It is directly related to the movement of the sun.
Done.
The whole year is related to the movement of the sun. So I think our audience should not take it wrong. We are talking about relative motion. It is not the movement of the sun, it is the movement of the earth, but we keep ourselves still and we move, we actually see the sun moving, keeping ourselves still. One complete revolution of the sun is 1 year. So we have talked about the zodiac earlier. The zodiac is 16 degrees broad. From the center of the earth, that is the equator, it is 8 degrees north and 8 degrees south. All the planets are confined within this 16 degrees width. They will not move beyond it. It is only the sun that moves 23.5 degrees north and 23.5 degrees south.
That's vast.
Yes. In the yearly journey of the sun around the earth, the relative motion, the sun is moving across all the 12 rashis. So when it reaches the Kark Rashi, that is the day it reaches it reaches at 0 degrees Kark Rashi, that day is going to be called Kark Sankranti. At that time period, the sun has moved extreme north. That it is at 23.5 degrees north from
Right.
the center of the earth.
Hmm.
So that now we come to the concept of the Tropic of Cancer.
Cancer.
Yes. So earlier, the Tropic of Cancer is basically, it was called the Kark Rekha. Kark Rekha. So this Kark Rekha was that line on which all the places that are falling on the Tropic of Cancer. The Tropic of Cancer passes through India in places like Ahmedabad, Ujjain. So this on the day of the Kark Sankranti, that will roughly fall around the 21st of June. That will be a day of no shadow on these days. The sun is vertically above them. So that is the time when the sun has moved maximum north. It will not go beyond that. So since it will not go beyond that, now so that means now it is going to come down.
Hmm.
So it is going to start its journey
Dakshinaayan.
southwards. So that is the time period from Kark Sankranti, the sun starts traveling south. तो उसको
Hmm.
कहते हैं दक्षिणायन,
Hmm.
southward traveling of
Bound.
the sun. Dakshinaayan.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So for 6 months, it is going to travel down, down, down. It is going to cross the equator, go down, and it will on the day of the Makar Sankranti. Now,
Hmm.
Makar is when the sun
Capricorn.
is going to enter the Makar Rashi. Makar Rashi is going to enter. It's going to be at 0 degree Makar, and that is going to be Makar Sankranti. On that day, it has traveled extreme south. It will not go beyond that.
Mhm.
That means now it has to go northwards again. So
Right.
that time now, it's that time period. It is that time period when the sun travels northwards will be called Uttarayan. उत्तर दिशा की ओर जब सूर्य गमन करेगा,
Beautiful.
उत्तरायण. So we have 6 months of Dakshinaayan from Kark Sankranti to Makar Sankranti is Dakshinaayan, and from Makar Sankranti to again
Correct.
Kark Sankranti
Uttarayan.
is Uttarayan. So these are the two periods according to the movement of the sun. Now, actually, see, if you are keen at observing the sky, what you can do is that you can just fix observe the sun rising every day in the morning, and just see where the sun is rising in the month of June. Just fix up a place near your house, wherever you are, whichever place you are observing from. Fix up that day. You will observe that the sun will never go beyond that, and it will not go northwards beyond that time, that place. It was going to start traveling southwards, and there is going to be a position extreme south, and it will after December, like our the Makar Sankranti is going to fall somewhere in December, December. January or December, the sun will not go beyond. It is not going to go south, more south from that place. So you can actually track the movement. The Dakshinayan and the Uttarayan movement of the sun can also be tracked.
I've been very keenly observing the sky for a very long time. Ever since I was a child, I have. Never did I understand it like that. But there's one particular mountain close to our place where it becomes very apparent that it is on this side of the mountain and it is on this side of the mountain. So extreme December, Jan, it's on the southern side, and northern side in the summers. So this is
So the
very clear
middle
on
of
a
these
daily
two extreme
basis.
positions, the middle of these two extreme positions is the exact east. The middle of these two positions will be exact east.
Right.
The extreme, there is going to be northeast and there is going to be southeast. Yes. So these
Right.
are the two positions. So I think nobody has ever, we have heard about, see, when we saw Mahabharat, we heard about Dakshinaayan, Uttarayan. We've just heard about these names. We've never gone into the details. What are they? And they're see so much scientific. It is actually not mythology again. We just thought that it was okay. This is something that the Pandits are saying.
Yeah, Bhishma Pitapa specifically was waiting for Uttarayan to happen before he would cast off his deh.
But
And
see, again, this there is see in our Vedic text, one particular word would mean a lot of meanings.
right,
Dakshinayan and Uttarayan here also is what we are talking about here is the with reference to the movement of the sun.
right,
This Dakshinayan and Uttarayan Punyakal. But it is not that everybody who's dying during Uttarayan would go to the heavens. So it is
correct.
it is actually not like that. This Dakshinayan and Uttarayan also means something else. These are pathways, different pathways that are going to different lokas in the universe.
Hmm.
There are different deities assigned to these pathways. So
Right.
that is a different concept altogether.
Also, yes.
Yes, it does not relate to the movement of the sun here, actually.
Hmm. Very nice. This is also important for us to clarify that they can have different references and different meanings. So
Yes,
if
yes.
he was waiting
It
for
can be very, very
Uttarayan,
misguiding. It can be very misguiding. Our text have to be, you cannot read the Vedic text without a guru. There has to be a proper guru. Otherwise, it can be very misleading. Like there are so many, for example, the latest Manusmriti. The things are so misguiding because interpretation is different. The exact meaning may not be the same. So it should not be followed blindly. The words may have the shlok that has been written. See, we have talked about aphorism. The shloks have been written in very, very short form. And then there are rules of the chand to it, in which the words go from the words also rearranged. So because of that, there is a lot of risk in the right interpretation of these shlokas.
Hmm.
This is very important. So the it is, if you do not actually like the meaning of the shlok, if you are actually against you, this shlok, it does not make any sense, so you need to go to a guru before actually saying that it is wrong. Nothing is wrong. You may not be understanding it right. Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. It's very important what you said about the scriptures. It cannot be, they're not easy, A. And there is a load of information in just two lines. And that load of information cannot just be read merely by even the knowledge of Sanskrit
Yes.
until it has been
You
explained.
need
And
an expert guru for that.
right, very nice. Which was the way in the earlier Vedic times, but which is not the way right now. For the Tropic of Cancer, you said, and we've only heard about Tropic of Cancer, so that's the only way of reference for us. You said it is the Kark Rekha.
Kark Rekha.
Continuing down when the
Then we
the
have the Makar Rekha.
so
The
the Tropic
Tropic
of
of
Capricorn,
Capricorn was called, it is still referred to as the Makar
Capricorn,
Rekha.
right?
Makar Rekha and the Kark Rekha. These were the two major latitudes of the earth, signifying the extreme north and the extreme south position of the sun.
Sun.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. So equator in the center. And interestingly, though, these names have not been changed. They've actually used the zodiac
Yes, they
names.
have used the
How
Cancer,
has
Tropic
that
of
happened?
Cancer
So
and
they would
Tropic
have
of
picked it up
Capricorn.
from the Vedic references only, right? They do not have.
See, there was, because they could not have named it anything else, because this was exactly according to the Rashi or the zodiac.
Hmm, interesting. Interesting. So these are the latitudes, the major latitudes. We've around the equator, Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. What about the longitudes now?
Longitudes, yes, of course, the longitudes. I think we have talked about it, that the from the Madhava school of Kerala, all the Tantra Sangrah, the books that we get from the Madhava school of Kerala, they have talked about the longitudes of not only Earth but all the planets up till Jupiter and Saturn. They have mentioned how the longitudes of these planets have been constructed, and how the longitudes would help us with the location on the planet.
My God, yes.
So the
We did that.
longitudes, so if they have given us the longitudes of other planets, we are actually very, there was a lot of studies that has been done on the how we are going to design the longitudes of the Earth. And the major longitude, the major longitude that we call the 0 degree meridian. The longitudes are called the meridians. Now the first meridian will be called the 0 degrees, and it's going to be up to 360 degrees. So the 0 degree meridian, it has been clearly stated in Surya Siddhant, it passed through the center of India through Ujjain. So that is, so till now we have a proof of that. We have the huge, magnificent temple, the Mahakal there. Mahakal, Lord of Time. Temple is still there, signifying the importance of that place. The 0 degree meridian. Time starts at Mahakal Ujjain. So
Hmm.
it has been in one of the shlokas of Aryabhat, in Aryabhatya, he has clearly said that, means this is just with to for the reference that why this 0 degree meridian, the meridian passing through Ujjain was the 0 degree meridian. Now, Aryabhat, he has clearly mentioned in it, Aryabhatya, that how Ujjain was taken as the reference of time. 0 degrees it was, because he says that when it is sunrise in Lanka, that means we are talking about India. When it is sunrise in India, that is when we are actually talking about that place, 0 degree meridian. Sunrise here, the sun sets in Siddhpura. The sun is setting in Siddhpura. The same sun is still setting. That means it's behind time. Siddhpura is the line that is the place that is in Central America. It is on the longitude that is passing through America. So the sun that is rising in India is still setting in America, Siddhpur.
Mm.
And and it is noon at Yavakoti. Noon means that time is ahead of us. Noon at Yavakoti, and that is Japan. So it is noon at there, and it is midnight at Rumaka, Rome.
Rome.
Yes. So see how they were clear. These are the four cardinal cities that have been explained for explaining the concept of time, and how 0 degree was taken as a reference for calculating the time periods of all the other places on the earth. So see, way back, these people knew about as far away places like Yuvakoti, Rumaka, Siddhpura. I think they knew about the whole earth.
And then we say Columbus
And then
started
they are
on a
saying
discovery
yes.
mode.
And yes, see, this is what is being talked to us, and they are talking about the whole universe with reference to time. This is how the time was calculated, and this was how it was calculated with reference to a gen. In the year 1884, when the Britishers, they were just trying to make out what is this. They were actually, I think, in a state of surprise only by knowing
Shock,
even.
shock, shock's the
Yeah,
word.
when they came to know about all this concept. When the Britishers was just trying to understand the whole thing about India, this concept of time was very, very important. This concept was a complete certification for India, that how that all knowledge was from India. This certificate they took away from us. In
Yeah.
the year 1884, they they established this 0 degree meridian at
June.
passing through Greenwich, London. That is called the Greenwich meridian, or the 0 degree meridian that passes through Greenwich, London today. So
Mm.
this whole concept of reference, 0 degree reference, was taken away from Ujjain and relocated to Greenwich. So
And
see,
thereby making it completely unscientific.
yes. So what they did was that they actually took away our intellectual property. Time was our Indian intellectual property that was taken away from us by relocating the 0 degree meridian from Ujjain to Greenwich. We have a lot of proof here that 0 degree did pass through India, because we have a whole lot of Shiva temples on this 0 degree, our 0 degree meridian. All the
Mm.
major
All the major Shiva temples.
Shiva temples are on this 0
All
degree.
the way from north to south.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just round about the this particular longitude.
Yes. If we are aware of our knowledge, if we trust in our knowledge, and then we should be very proud of it first, and we should stand up for it. And we should, I think, join our hands to bring back at least this thing back to India, the concept of time. It was our intellectual property. Patents are so very important. The patents are the main source of the economy of any country. And this is I think, the biggest patent that we already have, that they have taken away. We should be standing up for this. At least be proud.
To start with. That can be a great beginning. Well, a lot of us who are becoming aware of all this and have started realizing, like you said, all the major Shiva temples being on a particular or around a particular longitude, it does make sense that there has to be something behind it all. The temple carvings are so much in detail. If you start to visit the temples, there is so much of detail inside them also. So I think inherently it has started arriving in some of us, and because of that only we are discussing this concept so that other people may also be aware of it. Those of you who are listening to it and who are wondering and aligning, research, check, and feel proud. That's what the agenda of our discussion primarily is: to feel proud of our heritage. And in time, I'm sure the Britishers will be compelled to give it back directly without any case, I think, because
Yes.
it's just realization. And if we are realizing, they are also, some of them are also realizing that they have created a lot of blunders by just stealing stuff like this.
Yes.
So,
Another important thing that I need to just, we can end up here with a very, very important number,
mhm,
the number 108.
108.
Such an important number. And have you ever wondered that why is it so very important? Again, there is a lot of science behind this number.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, since we have just talked about, we have the 12 rashis. We have talked about that. 12 rashis and 9 planets. 12 rashis. In these 12 rashis, we have 9 planets moving. 12 into 9 is 108. One thing. The second thing that is even more important is the ratio of the diameter of the sun to the diameter of the earth is 108.
Yeah.
See the kind of knowledge, diameter, the ratio of the diameters. The third thing is the distance between the earth and the sun is 108 times the diameter of the sun. The distance between the earth and the moon is 108 times the diameter of the moon. That
Wow.
is the importance of this great number 108. The kind of science that is in our religion. I think our children should be knowing it. If these small things are taught to our children, actually they will be very, very proud of our religion and they will adopt it. They would love it, I think.
It's going to be a part of daily life. It's going to be so much of awareness of every hour,
एटलीस्ट
every
ये तो होगा
activity.
कि साइंस है ये, कंप्लीट साइंस है ये. वी आर इंटेलेक्चुअल्स. We believe everything that we are doing from that small mala japa is also intellectual thing that we are doing. There is science behind it. And one thing that we have missed out is that Ujjain Mahakal is lying exactly at the intersection of the 0 degree meridian and the Tropic of Cancer. That is why it is the center.
You mean the
of that
original 0 degree meridian?
original 0 degrees. Yes. Original 0 degrees. Yes.
Brilliant. So wonderful. This discussion is just so marvelous. And I'm amazed how all of this is sitting inside our archives of our knowledge. Thank you so much for making this effort to study and to then bringing it out in such a concise format that we are able to share it further. And I'm sure all of you who are watching it are beginning to wonder, what is it that we have been ignoring all this while? And if that is the point where you are wondering, it is about time to get back at it. At least just be aware of it and be proud of it, if not anything else. And instead of just casting it away and saying it is hearsay or not a possibility or probability, know that it is science, right down to the minutest aspect of time that we just understood in this discussion, and the magnified understanding. So thank you very much, Monica, for taking us through the expansion and contraction of how we are able to look at time through days, through months, through hours, and through also the year, and how scientific it is just by the movement of the planets and the relative movements of the planet and just the way we look at the sky. Continue to be proud of it, continue to look up. And on that note, we will see you again very soon. Remember to share this with your friends and anybody you think it's going to come be of help and be useful too. So thank you very much for joining, and thank you again, Monica, for bringing this knowledge to you. We will be
Thank
back very soon
you.
with more.
Thank you.